Have you ever woken up gasping, heart pounding, after a dream of falling from the sky, a cliff, or a mountain? What if I told you this nightmare is not random? Ancient tribes believed falling dreams were sacred warnings, signs of danger, pride before a fall, or trials your spirit must face. Welcome, seekers of truth. In this video, we will uncover the hidden meaning of falling dreams, from native prophecy to modern life. Among the ancient tribes of North America, dreams were never dismissed. They were not illusions of the night, but sacred messages, carrying guidance, warning, and sometimes prophecy. One of the most striking and most terrifying visions is the dream of falling. Falling from cliffs, falling from mountains, falling from unseen skies. To awaken from such a dream is to awaken with fear in the chest, with the echo of the fall still trembling in the soul. The Lakota, the Hopi, the Cherokee, and many others taught that such a dream is never empty. It is an omen. To fall from the mountain meant the loss of power. To fall from the cliff meant danger was near. To fall from the sky meant a great trial was at hand. But not every fall was destruction. Sometimes it was a test, a trial of spirit, a call to rise again stronger. Mountains in these traditions are not only stone. They are symbols of vision, of strength, of communion with the sacred. And cliffs are thresholds, places where one world ends and another begins. So when the dreamer falls, it may be the ancestors saying, "You are being stripped of what you cling to, but you are not destroyed." Even today, such dreams still come. They still whisper. They still warn. The fall in the night may be the sign that your spirit is being tested, so that it may learn to stand again. Dreaming of falling is one of the most common experiences shared across the world. When modern psychology speaks of it, it is often reduced to nothing more than a physical jolt as the body sinks into sleep. But for the ancient ones, this explanation was far too shallow. They knew that dreams are not accidents of the mind, but mirrors of the spirit. When a man or a woman dreamt of falling from the mountain, plunging from the cliff, or tumbling from the unseen heights of the sky, it was never ignored. It was a warning. It was a message. To fall in the dream meant to fall in the spirit. It meant that in waking life, something was approaching, something that could shake the ground beneath you. The elders taught that the fall was the soul's rehearsal. It was preparing you for what was to come. The message could be this: an accident or sudden danger drawing near, the loss of authority or the fading of respect within the community, or a test, a trial of courage and survival waiting for you in the days ahead. These were not light matters. They were warnings given with weight, with urgency. For the tribes understood that when the spirit shows the fall, it is not meant to destroy. It is meant to awaken. It is meant to strip away the illusion of safety so that you may walk with sharper eyes, steadier steps, and a stronger heart. So when you dream of falling, do not dismiss it. Do not laugh it away. The dream is a messenger, and its message is this: be alert, be humble, be ready. The mountain, the cliff, the fall. These are not just images of stone and earth, they are sacred signs written into the dream world of our ancestors. Let us begin with the mountain. Mountains held deep meaning for many native tribes. They were places where the Great Spirit was near, where the sky touched the earth. It was upon mountains that shamans fasted, prayed, and sought visions. To stand upon a mountain in a dream meant more than standing above the world. It meant standing closer to the divine. It meant a spirit lifted high. In such a dream, the mountain could symbolize a connection to the sacred, an elevated status or position of authority, wisdom earned through struggle and endurance. But when one falls from the mountain, the meaning shifts. The connection is broken. Pride is humbled. faith and strength are about to be tested. Among the Lakota, it was said that those who dreamt of falling from sacred hills were being warned. Perhaps they had ignored their spiritual duties. Perhaps they had grown proud, forgetting humility before the Great Spirit. The fall was a message: return to balance. Remember humility. Unlike the mountain, the cliff was not about height alone. The cliff was a boundary, a place where safety ends and danger begins, where life meets death, the known meets the unknown. To dream of walking along a cliff and to fall carried a warning. It spoke of unnecessary risks being taken, of steps too close to moral or spiritual danger, of warnings unheeded, of wisdom ignored. Among the tribes of the Pacific Northwest, cliff dreams were powerful omens. Hunters and warriors who saw themselves falling were often told to delay their journey or to reconsider their plan. The dream was a shield, a message of caution. But beyond danger, falling carried another meaning: loss of power. For many ancient tribes, dreams did not only point to the future. They revealed the present state of the spirit. And so, a fall from heights could mean the weakening of one's inner strength. It could mean a leader losing respect, authority slipping away. It could mean a shaman losing touch with the spirit world. It could mean a hunter or a warrior losing courage. Among the Iroquois, when such dreams came, they were shared with the elders. The elders would listen and speak the truth. The dream shows imbalance. Something within you is falling. To ignore the dream was to invite failure. The hunter might lose his skill, the leader his following, the lover his bond. The dream's warning was clear: restore balance or watch your power slip away. So, the mountain, the cliff, the fall, each held its own meaning. The mountain, connection to spirit or the humbling of pride. The cliff, the edge of life, a warning not to step too far. The fall itself, loss of power, the soul's cry for balance. These were not empty visions. They were messages woven in the night by spirit and by ancestors. Even today, when we dream of falling, we are not merely jolted by the body's sleep. We are being spoken to. We are being shown where danger lies, where pride deceives, where power slips away. The dream of falling is not destruction. It is a reminder, a warning, a call to awaken. So when the fall comes in the night, listen. Do not dismiss it. Do not forget it. The dream is a messenger, and its message is this: be humble, be cautious, be strong. There is a deeper layer to the dream of falling, a layer not of fear alone, but of spiritual testing. Among many tribes, falling dreams were not always seen as curses. They were sometimes initiations, steps on the sacred path. During vision quests, when young men or shamans fasted, when they prayed, and when they opened their hearts for guidance, the dream of the mountain often came. To climb the mountain was to seek spirit, but to fall was to be broken open. It was a sign of facing inner fears, of breaking the ego, of being stripped down so that one might rise again, rebuilt stronger in spirit. The fall was not always punishment. It was preparation. It was spirit saying, you will not walk this path with pride. You must learn humility. You must learn surrender. And so, the fall became part of the initiation, a necessary step toward greater wisdom, a lesson carved into the soul. But this vision, this dream of falling, was not only known to the peoples of North America. It is found across the world. In ancient China, the dream books taught that to fall from heights meant the loss of favor, of wealth, of standing. In medieval Europe, falling dreams were linked to sin, to temptation, and to pride before the fall. In Africa, tribal traditions saw falling as the soul slipping from the body. It was a warning of illness or a sign of spiritual weakness. Everywhere, the message was the same. The dream of falling is never trivial. It is a dream with weight, a dream that warns, a dream that humbles. And even in modern times, the falling dream continues to haunt us. Psychology has tried to explain it. Carl Jung, the great interpreter of dreams, saw falling as a sign of inner insecurity, a loss of control, a fear of failure pressing on the soul. Sigmund Freud, though different in thought, also heard the warning. He spoke of hidden anxieties about power, about love, about life itself. And even today, in the age of science and technology, people wake from falling dreams with pounding hearts. They wake with urgency. They wake with the sense that something in their life is unstable. The dream whispers, "Pay attention. Something is shifting. Something is fragile. Do not ignore this." And so we see, from the vision quest, to the dream books of China, to the halls of modern psychology, the fall has always spoken the same truth. It is a call to humility, a warning of danger, a test of the soul, and perhaps a preparation for something greater. The dream of falling is not empty. It is the voice of the Spirit calling us to awaken. The dream of falling was never taken lightly. Among the ancient tribes, it was a warning too sharp, too heavy to be ignored. When such a dream came, the people acted. They did not dismiss it as a restless night. They did not laugh it away. Offerings were made, tobacco scattered upon the earth, cornmeal laid before the spirits. The gift was simple but sacred, a gesture to restore balance. Prayers were lifted, whispered to the ancestors. Guide us, protect us, show us the path. The dreamer was not left alone, for to walk alone after such a vision was to walk in danger. Dream-sharing circles were called. The elders gathered, listening with care. Each word of the dream was weighed, as though it were fire carried in the hand. And then counsel was given. Be cautious. Delay the hunt. Postpone the journey. Guard your spirit. To ignore such a dream was unwise. It meant closing the ear to the spirit world. It meant walking forward blind. But not all falling dreams spoke only to the individual. Some were greater. Some were collective. The elders warned. If many among the people dreamt of falling, then the whole tribe was being spoken to. Such dreams could mean war was near, that enemies moved in silence, or they could mean the land itself was unstable, the earth ready to shake, the rains ready to fail, the harvest ready to vanish. Sometimes the fall in dreams meant a leader would fall in waking life, a chief, a warrior, a guide. The higher the fall in the dream, the greater the loss that would follow. Thus, falling dreams were not only personal omens. They were tribal omens, warnings of what was coming upon the people as a whole. And even now, in this modern world of light and noise, the falling dream remains. It still startles us awake. It still leaves our hearts pounding, as though we have plunged from the sky itself. Science may call it a reflex. Psychology may call it anxiety. But ancient wisdom still speaks through it. If you dream of falling from a mountain, from a cliff, from the heights, ask yourself these questions. Where in life are you losing balance? Are you walking too close to the edge of danger, of pride, of temptation? Have you neglected duty? Have you ignored the voice of spirit? The dream may be warning you. Slow down. Step back from the edge. Remember humility. Seek guidance. For sometimes, the fall in the night is the hand of mercy. It comes not to destroy you, but to prepare you, to strip away what is fragile, to remind you of what truly matters. The tribes knew this truth. The dream of falling is not random. It is a messenger, a sacred voice whispering in the night. Be humble. Be watchful. Be ready. The dream of falling from heights has always been more than a nightmare. To the ancient tribes of this land, it was sacred. It was a warning, a sign of danger ahead, a test of the spirit, a lesson in humility. The Lakota, the Hopi, the Iroquois all spoke of it. The fall in the night was not random. It was the soul speaking. It was the ancestors whispering. Be careful, be humble, be ready. To fall in a dream is frightening. The heart races. The breath catches. We wake as though we have struck the earth itself. But even in the fear, there is a gift. For the fall is also a call to awaken. To look closely at where we may be losing balance, at where pride has lifted us too high, at where we are walking too close to the edge of danger. Yes, the fall strips us, but it also opens us. It is a chance to realign with wisdom, with respect, with spiritual strength. The dream of falling is not the end. It is the beginning of waking. Thank you for watching, and may your spirit always walk in balance.